When we are erratic as leaders, we tend to enter rooms erratic. And sometimes the energy field that we give off of our body can say so much more before we even open our mouth.
Yes. Welcome to the Visibility Room, on air and off script. Hey, everybody. It's Karyl Morris here at the Image Impact Group and the Visibility Room, on air and off script. And today I have the Heart Lady, Sarah Zagilla, with me. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm excited that you're here too. And I know you've got a lot of great things going on.
Yeah.
But before we get started,
Yeah.
just introduce yourself, what you do, who you serve.
Sure. So I'm Sarah Zagilla. I'm the Vice President of People Development at Orbis Holding Group. And so I am responsible for managing all of our clients. But I coach, I guide, and help leaders have the hard conversations, help build strong teams, have healthy cultures.
Yeah.
So all things HR, which I love, and I love people. And so that's what I do by day.
I love it.
Yeah.
So we're going to start out with some rapid fire questions. You ready?
Perfect. I'm
okay,
ready for
so
it. Yeah.
don't think too hard. Just answer top of mind.
You got it. Okay.
All right. What is the first impression you want people to have of you?
That I'm a positive human being making a good impact on the world.
Well, I think you do a really good job of that.
Thank you.
What's your favorite way to connect, in person or digitally?
In person, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all about the vibe. I'm all about the connection, the eye contact, and
Yeah.
just like the real energy between humans. Yeah.
Yes, I love that. All right. And what builds credibility faster? Expertise, presence, or consistency?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would say presence and consistency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because being fully present is important. And I think that's what builds natural, authentic connection. But also consistency allows me to know that you're serious about what you're doing, and that you're taking it seriously. And so that shows me like you're willing to put in the work. And I think that's honorable and credible.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that answer. What's a trust killer that you often see?
Ooh, gossip and talking behind people's back. If you're talking about someone and I'm in the room, I am definitely knowing that you're doing the same thing about me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people who talk about others behind their back, I do not love.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So when I was in high school, I had a teacher, and he said to us, "Don't say something about somebody unless you would say it to their face."
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
thought, well, that's a novel idea.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really easy to like point the finger at other people.
Yeah.
It's really hard to turn the finger inward to be like, how did I participate in that conversation? But it's always easy to make everybody else the villain and the victim,
Yes.
or you be the victim. So yeah, I agree with you.
It's funny because we did a podcast with somebody else the other day, and this kind of came up too. And we were talking about, when did we become a culture where we throw people under the bus first and then back out and say, oh, wait a minute, maybe there's a different side of the story. So interesting.
It is very interesting. And for some reason, in my own particular experience, some of the ladies are the worst to each other at times. You know, they have to kind of climb each other's back. And I think that's just because we've been taught by society. This is just my own personal opinion. Taught by society that, you know, there's only small spaces for us to be in, that there's not enough to go around.
Yeah.
And so we feel like this pressure and this fear, like I'm not going to get an opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think we just need to open up our mind a little bit and say,
Yeah.
there's room for everybody here. And
Absolutely.
let's lift each other up. Let's support each other. And we can get there together. There's enough there for everybody to eat.
Yeah.
And so, no, that's just my personal philosophy.
No, I think there's some validity to that.
Yeah.
And it does feel much better when you can say, let's go together.
Let's go
do this
together.
together.
Yeah.
Let's figure out how we can work together and how we can make one another's process or framework or whatever better, right?
Situation better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, my last one is, what's the number one leadership lesson that you've learned and that stayed with you over the years?
That people are human and that you have to see beyond the job description. You have to see beyond the title. You have to understand that there's a story behind every behavior
Yeah.
and that people are people. And when you can get to that and the root of that, everything else can be much easier.
Yeah.
But understanding that people are human and that we're more than the jobs that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the jobs that we do are affected by the humans that we are.
That's correct.
Yeah.
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 All right. So I mentioned earlier
Yeah.
the heart lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
What led to the creation of Inspire with Heart? Tell us, first of all, what is Inspire with Heart? And
Yeah.
then, and what was the journey to get there?
Yeah. So Inspire with Heart is a very practical leadership system, I would say. So it blends this concept of science, which is heart intelligence, and also 5 core principles: humanity, empathy, alignment, reflection, and trust.
Oh.
So when we are erratic as leaders, we tend to enter rooms erratic. And sometimes the energy field that we give off of our body can say so much more before we even open our mouth.
Yes.
But when we can take a deep breath, we can call attention to things that we're feeling grateful for, that we're appreciative of, and we take a sense of calm.
Yeah.
We're so much more able to have clearer conversations, make better choices, lead an initiative better. And so I'm trying to teach leaders that we have to regulate, we have to take deep breaths.
Yeah.
We have to see people for those 5 core principles I was just talking about. And we have to own our part in leadership.
Yeah.
Because leadership is a responsibility.
Yeah.
It's not just a title. It's not this command and control vibe anymore. People want to be guided. They want to be led. They want to be mentored. They want to learn from the gurus. And so we can help people do that.
Yeah.
And that's why Inspire with Heart was created, so I can help leaders have that system.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And Be the 7% is like a tagline, a slogan,
Ooh, there's a story
comment.
behind that. Ooh.
Yeah.
So, my story is a little bit interesting. I went to college a little bit later in life. And so I had this sociology professor who was talking about cultures and society. And he shared this philosophy with me that 93% of any given society or culture typically conform to the norm. Right?
Okay.
They will do everything they can to kind of blend in and go with the program because they don't want to color outside the lines. But in any given society, there's typically 7% of people who will push the envelope, who will ask the questions, who will challenge the status quo. And in that moment, when I was hearing him talk, I was like, that's who I am.
Yes.
I want to be the 7%.
Yes,
and I'm going to do
that.
whatever I can to be the 7%. So I use that philosophy when I mentor high school kids, when I'm working with my own team, when I'm working with my clients. And that's really what kind of sparked Inspire with Heart, because when I work with leaders, I see how much pressure and stress we put on dashboards and metrics and KPIs, but we were missing the human element, which is heart. And so I'm going to shake things up a little bit. And though people don't really love talking about emotions or bringing your whole self to work or, the human aspect of who we are every single day, I think it's a necessary conversation. And with AI and all of this pressure on streamlining and making things more effective and easier, we've got to remember that we've got people who are supporting these roles that we've got in our organizations, and we're losing connection. Gallup, it's 3/4 of our workforce is disengaged from the work that they're doing.
Yeah, that is an extraordinary number.
3/4 of our workforce, and that's just
crazy.
in the United States. It's actually larger. It's a larger statistic from a global perspective. So here we are investing all this money into leadership programs, into our leaders, but we're we're not focusing on the right things. And so I want to focus on heart. I want to focus on people. I want to focus on connection. And that is where the magic happens. And that's where the performance grows. That's when, the innovation starts to explode. And that's where the greatness happens. But we got to focus on people first.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that is what we focus on here at the Visibility Room too, right?
Yeah.
Is helping people understand what is different about who they are, what they do differently, what they bring to the table.
Yeah.
So that, when you hire your team, you're hiring them because they are unique.
Exactly.
And then we put them in a box and don't let them be unique.
Doesn't make much sense now, does it?
No, it doesn't,
Yeah.
especially when people buy into people, right? So
Exactly.
You've got to have that nice balance and to strive to be the 7%. Maybe by doing that, we get to grow that number a little bit, higher.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I honestly, Karyl, when I met you, I was like, okay, Karyl is part of that 7%. She's doing
thank
it
you.
different. You're inviting people into this warm space that's collaborative and kind and genuine and where you feel embraced. And I just had that energy and that sense ever since I walked through these doors. And so, I'm excited to have this conversation with someone who gets it.
Yeah.
So
thank you. Yeah. It's funny. I was out with a client last night and we were joking about that because I've never done anything the quote unquote right way.
Yeah.
But that's how you discover new things, right? If you do
Absolutely.
everything the way that the status quo has gone, then you're just part of the status quo. And that's okay. And that's great for a lot of things, but not for bringing in a new way of looking at things or a new way of moving around or how you incorporate work with strategy and results.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Life is not linear, right?
No,
it
it's
moves
not.
in so many different directions. My career has moved in so many different directions. I know my friends, my family, my colleagues, their life has moved in so many different directions. So why do we think that we can just structure things? It doesn't make any sense to me. But anywho.
Well, and I think we do need some structure, right? You always have to give yourself boundaries.
Yes.
And the KPIs are,
necessary.
needed.
I don't want to ever say that I don't believe in the balance and the importance of metrics and having clear expectations and open communication.
Yeah.
That's all very important. But we can't forget the human side of people. That's the thing. So we got to bring it together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah.
So what do you believe leaders are missing right now when it does come to connection and engagement? Because 75%, 3/4 is a very large number.
Yeah. Well, they're missing support from probably their leaders as well. And they're not really necessarily given the tools on how to be a people leader. Typically, leaders are promoted or elevated because they're so great at what they do, which is fantastic. But putting that on the shelf and then becoming a people leader takes an exceptional amount of skills, and it takes a little bit of finesse, and it takes a little bit of learning about communication and learning about people's communication styles and how they like to learn. So there's all these other elements that come along with leadership and guiding people and coaching people and mentoring people that's not handwritten in a book.
Yes.
It's not just step 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to be an amazing leader and you're going to rock it out. No, that's not how it goes. People are dynamic. And so learning how to manage people dynamics, how to have mindful conversations around difficult topics, how to see people for who they are and what they are, and kind of meeting them where they at takes a certain level of skills and finesse and approachability that people aren't just handed when they take a leadership position.
Yeah.
So I hope I answered your question.
Yeah,
Did I answer the
absolutely.
question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm all in. I'm all engaged. Yes. So, with becoming a leader, you can have a great sense of overwhelm because like you just said, it is not here's your playbook, 1, 2, 3. Now you're a great leader. There's dynamic and there's overwhelm and there's maybe a little bit of wondering if you can actually do it. There's that self-doubt.
Yeah.
What do you think the number one shift is to bring people to that other side?
Ooh, that's a great question. The shift to bring people to the other side. I think it's really kind of coaching about prioritizing your day and how you're going to create intentionality
Yeah.
with your people. So you've got one-on-one meetings, you've got meetings that you have to attend to, you've got your own tasks that you have to complete, and then you've got to figure out how to coach and guide somebody.
Yeah.
What the heck? How do you even do that? So I think starting your day with some intentionality, kind of mapping things out, having a structure and a program, working it intentionally, that is where the shift happens. And it's a little bit of upfront work.
Yeah.
But then it becomes a cadence.
Yes.
Then it becomes natural. Then it becomes like, hey, we need to just have a conversation. Here's what's working. Here's
Yeah.
what's not working. Here's what I need. This is
Yeah.
the support that I'm looking for.
Right.
Help me. And then it becomes like a
It's muscle memory.
well-oiled machine.
Yes. Yes.
So it takes some upfront work, intentionality, some planning, some structure, and a little bit of heart. And you can really help people shape their entire career.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for walking us through that, because I think that's a part of leadership and a part of business that doesn't get enough focus.
I agree.
And
I agree.
And we are not machines. We are not, just checking boxes. It
Yeah.
just isn't possible.
Yeah.
Life is lifing, right?
Life is life.
Life is lifing.
And I know some leaders are like, oh, I don't want to be therapist to my people. It's not about that.
Yeah.
Right? We can still hold our people accountable. It's just, like I said, understanding there's a story behind the behavior.
Right.
And saying, how do I support you to get through this? And what can we do together?
Yes.
So
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
So we're going to move over to my magic bowl here.
Okay, magic
now,
bowl.
I must tell you that I have chicken scratch for writing. So
Okay.
when you pick something, just hand it to me and I shall read it.
Perfect. All right. All right. There you go.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh. What's a hill you'll die on? What is something that you believe that you are not changing?
Integrity. Who I am is who I am. And my value system is my value system. And I will not mold myself into something for someone else any longer. Yes. So who I am is what I am. You either like it or you don't.
Yeah.
And, I'm for some people and not for others.
Yeah.
And that is okay with me.
Yes.
So,
We cannot be everything to everybody.
That is correct.
And sometimes, you have to go through some life to realize and get there.
Yeah.
But boy, when you get there, does it feel good?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
feels good to be on your own platform and solid who you are. Yeah.
Well, the thing is too, is that when you develop that confidence in that, you
Yeah.
know who you are, what you are, and how you move in the world,
Yes.
you attract those people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome.
Let's get some more.
Okay. There's another one. Okay. Here you are.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, a Detroit moment you'll never forget.
I have a lot of Detroit moments I'll never forget. Probably seeing Pink in concert on the main floor and
Oh.
watching her soar above me. And that whole experience, I went
Wow.
with my spouse. I took my sister. We had a really amazing time. I'm a lover of Pink and everything that she
Yes.
stands for. And to be able to see her on the main floor and not in the elevated seats at LCA is actually a dream. So that was one of my I had so many great moments.
Oh my God.
in
And
Detroit.
LCA, for people that are not familiar with Detroit, Little Caesars Arena.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And which is a
absolutely.
beautiful arena, but
Yeah.
it is steep.
Yes, it is.
It is steep. So
Ooh, very, very steep. I don't know how people don't fall and tumble a little bit more. We don't hear stories about that.
Yeah,
but
thank God.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
what is it about her that you love so much?
Her authenticity, her
Yeah.
I don't give up attitude, that you either like me, you don't.
Yeah.
She stands for humanity. She stands for the things that are, I think, on the right side of history. She stands for women,
Yeah.
strength, courage, confidence, everything that I look up to.
Yeah.
And she's just a little bit of a badass. Am I allowed
A
to say
little
that?
bit. Yeah,
Okay, am I allowed
absolutely.
to say that? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, she's definitely a badass, and I just
Yeah.
admire her. And so, yeah.
I love how she's bringing her daughter in.
Oh my gosh.
She takes such care.
Yeah.
And also lets her shine in
Yeah.
a way that is pretty amazing.
I agree
So
with you.
yeah,
I agree with
it's
you.
been fun to watch.
Yeah.
Her grow in her career. Like we
Yeah.
know Pink. So Pink, if you're out there,
Hey, girl.
we're proud of you. All right, let's do another one.
Yeah, she would definitely be one of those people that I want to sit in a room with and just have if I could take like 4 women, she'd be one of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Here. Oh, that looks like a long one.
Like, I don't want anything to do with that. Oh, I like this one.
Okay.
What's something you're wildly unqualified to give advice on?
Wildly unqualified. Well, I'm sure there's several things. Wildly unqualified. Oh, shoot. Comedy. Yeah, I'm wildly. So my spouse is a comedian, improv comedian. And I don't have that quick wit, that like that improv brain that just allows you to spit fire and just have new fun. So I'm definitely, the comedy scene is not where I'm good at. No, I mean,
You're a
people
good
laugh.
audience member.
I'm a great audience
There
member.
you
I
go.
will laugh hysterically and applaud, but I cannot be involved in comedy whatsoever.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Oh my
Me
God.
not funny. Me not funny.
Yeah, right. You're so funny. Anything that's coming up in your world that people need to be aware of? Or
I'm going to be participating in Disrupt HR Ann Arbor in the beginning part of June. I'm also going to be a part of the ATD Detroit Top Trainer Throwdown. It's going to be very, very serious. So I've got those 2 really big events that are coming up. I've got a conference coming up in the future that's not 100% solidified yet, so I don't want to say that. But I've got some really, really fun, cool stuff coming up. There's a great HR conference going on in July called HR Unite that I'm a part of. So I've got a lot of good things cooking, a lot of fun
awesome.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us today and
Thanks for
sharing the heart, because it is incredibly important. And again, like we've said, it just isn't taken into consideration quite as much as it should be when it comes to business.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for letting me be here. It was a great time. I enjoyed that. Went really fast. So thank you. Thank you very much, Karyl. I appreciate it.
You are welcome, Sarah. So if you are out there, make sure to like and follow us. Make sure to follow Sarah on LinkedIn and give a little heart today. Be kind to your neighbor. Be kind to the people that you're working with. Be a little bit more understanding today than you were yesterday. All right, everybody, take care.
Bye.